Well, this is what got us into pin collecting in the first place. Obviously, Disney pin collecting is the main object, but as we've done on a few world travels, we'll come across quite a few other pins in there. But this is where it all started. Disney World in the Millennium, and we took the young family and grandparents, and we all went off to Disney World, staying on site. One of the first things they gave us was one of these books each with one of these trading pins. So obviously we had a fair start and off we were going to go. Kids actually loved it, got into it very quickly, and we sort of followed suit, and before we know it we were amassing a huge collection. So this is part one. Hopefully you'll go see part 2 and 3 where you see other parts of our collection, but this is how it all started. So we just go through these. There's about 12 in each one, so there's quite a few here to go through. We'll start with this one, which is, like I say, it's got the 2000 pin in it. It's also got the 4 emblems of the 4 major parks within Disney World. I'm sure everyone looking at this will recognise which one is which with those ones, so I won't insult your intelligence by saying. What some of you might not have known was the Millennium Village, gift to the world. This was actually set up in Epcot Park for the duration of the Millennium, and there was a lot more countries added with lots of games and special events going on there. It was actually fantastic. It's a shame we didn't sort of develop it further. We've got some videos on our channel of the Millennium Village, and a few people responded who actually had fond memories of it and working there as well. Obviously it's got the 2000 Walt Disney World emblem on there as well, as we have over here, Celebrate the Future Hand in Hand. Everyone who was there over the Millennium period will remember these tunes well. It was playing throughout Epcot mainly, and that seemed to be the focal point of the 2000 celebrations. So many of these were played around the park. This badge, this 2000, it was a really good place to go and celebrate the Millennium. Obviously we've got here the Epcot Globe as it was at the time, with the hand, the 2000 across it, and the Walt Disney World. Some people weren't so happy about this, particularly when the 2000 got taken off and it was just left with the hand. I don't know, some people just don't like certain things. It's fair to them. Here's one is a bit of a different sort of style, but it's the Magic Kingdom Game 2000 logo on it. And very nice one. And the sadly now defunct and gone Disney Quest. It's relatively new around this time, so it was still quite fresh and modern. Had a lot of potential. It's great as you went in there and you went in the lift and you're introduced by Robin Williams, no other as the genie himself, and you had this magical little ride and opened up into this sort of futuristic arcade. Again, videos all over YouTube of that. It was great in its day, but now it's gone, and I don't think there'll be any signs of it being reinvented anywhere. This was obviously in downtown Disney, Westside Pleasure Island Marketplace. All this has now been rebranded, but this is a nice little memory of what it used to be like. And then we've got the this one, the Wilderness Resort, Walt Disney World 2000. We actually got this one because that's where we were staying. We were staying in the lodge, and it was absolutely brilliant. It was not the smartest of Disney hotels, it was going back to sort of like family camping, a bit roughing it in the woods, but roughing it Disney style, so there was no roughing it at all really. Hay rides right by the river, one of the lakes, and you could see the nighttime lake parade as well, which not a lot of people actually get in the grand scheme of things then, but brilliant. Barbecue, cookouts, all sorts of things going on there, like little pools. Used to be a water park there, but sadly that closed just before this visit, so we were missed out on that one. Never mind. And then Typhoon Lagoon, obviously for 2000, with its signature croc on there. A great water park, absolutely loved it. Kids loved it, had a great time. And that's the sort of the first of the 2000 main collection. So we go on to the next one. This one I think was picked out by the daughter. There's a little clue to her. Obviously there was these, like, so many names that they had to come up with for the Millennium, and for pin collecting. Not to have everyone's name, and obviously being American there wasn't so many British names. This is what I'd call like a little typical girls collection. She sort of picked these out herself. Cinderella, Bambi. You got the castle there, with obviously Tinkerbell below the castle this time instead of flying from the top of its turrets. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Belle there. All lovely collectibles and lovely little pin badges. We got Sleeping Beauty and obviously Lumiere and the Little Mermaid. I'd say a very nice collection, not so much sort of specific to that year, but very specific to a type of collection. So we'll move on, and I think this was the first one that our son had picked out. A little clue of our son. And there we go, again the 2000 as with Abby's, but here we go with that. But he'd gone more for the mischievous characters. We've got Goofy there, my first Goofy pin. First and last like pin from Imagination. The name's gone now. Everyone will be like Figment, obviously. Figment from Imagination. Was from probably the favourite, the first sort of Imagination that they had there. That's Tweedledum or Tweedledee. You can never tell which is which. I think it's supposed to be like that. Some very little cute Mickey and Minnie pins, which are very sought after. They're a lot smaller than the other ones, but they're quite collectible. And then we've got let's see, Daisy Duck looking a little bit cross as always because Donald's been mischievous, probably because he's just left one of his nephews there. And Dopey. Everyone seems to love Dopey. Out of all their 7 dwarfs, it seems to be a favourite. And then right down the bottom here, there's a little collection of 3 pins. These ones are like, very popular because people seem to love the puzzle pins. Or any sets particularly, but when you've got a set of 3 in there that would fit together or just put apart like this, it makes for a nice sort of collection. So that was pretty much the ones that he'd picked on that trip. Saying that they were trading all day, every day. I think they've done more trading and riding on that particular trip. They seem to love it. So here, we've got more of a sort of jungle theme. I think, so we go down the right hand side first, we've got 2000, another little set, but you'd had to get them individually to get the set. So you're starting off with that one. You've got the paws. You can guess who that is just by the collar. And you can guess who that is again by the giveaways. And again by the hat is a giveaway there. And bury that. So it's blatantly obvious to see there is. Another nice little set from there from Tarzan. We've got Jane and Tarzan. And obviously the other characters that were involved with Tarzan. Another set of 4. You can start to see the sets building up, and I think that's what real hardened collectors start to go for. We've got Bug's Life from 1998. It doesn't mean it was actually produced in 1998. That badge could have been produced any time, but that's when Bug's Life came out, obviously. Nice little one of Pluto there, and Simba, because everyone loves a baby Simba. And then we've got Mulan, again, from 1998. But again, this actual pin badge was received and purchased or traded in the year 2000. Let's go on to the next one. You can see who's the centerpiece of that one. Pocahontas. Everyone loves a bit of Pocahontas. So we've got some here. These are actually the dinosaur ones that aren't from Dinosaur Land in Animal Kingdom. They're actually from the Disney Quest, because there was some dinosaur themed stuff in Disney Quest. So these badges were on sale there. What we had a little trick at the time was Disney Quest pin badges were a lot cheaper in Disney Quest than in the Disney parks. So we tended to stock up a bit then and then go into the parks and trade them for all sorts of others. And again, it added to the experience of being at Disney and the kids trading, and everyone just loved it. Obviously we've got some favourite characters there. Dumbo, Piglet, Tinkerbell. Different than the Tinkerbell we saw earlier. Obviously this one's just in a typical Tinkerbell pose, not from hanging from a basket like before. Mickey going a bit sort of roller skatey, futuristic there. Duchess and Goofy. Goofy seems to turn up in a lot of these places. And another one of those wonderful little sets of set of 3, the puzzle ones. And obviously this is a bit more girly, the princesses. So these ones, like I say, are very, very sought after. It was quite hard to actually get sets of anything, particularly only on, I think in this particular visit we were quite fortunate. We'd gone for 3 weeks, so we had quite a bit of time to do trading, but it's very difficult to get any sort of set. And then we go on to our next book. This one has got, it's one of my favourite pin badges actually. It's Mickey painting Walt. And obviously signing it as well. I don't know why, but I always really love that one. And then we got another one, 2000, Disney MGM Studios, with Little Go On With The Show. Blizzard Beach, established 1995. That sort of should have gone alongside the Typhoon Lagoon one, really. But it's by Winter Summerland, which is great as well. If you've not been there, still there now, it's worth doing. You love a bit of crazy golf, just go along and have a go. Got some more characters here, Tigger and Pooh Bear, Woody and Buzz, and obviously the big Animal Kingdom one as well, with the sort of 3D logos of the animals, dinosaurs and dragon. I think that was dragon. It was going to go more that sort of way until they decided to do a big Pandora thing. It was going to be like a more sort of creatures, fantasy creatures, but they went in the direction of Pandora, and everyone loves that, so why not? Walt Disney World, that was almost like the entrance to Disney World, which everyone remembers. As soon as you see that sign, you know you're there. Disney Institute 2000. Locals know more about that. It's not something that us Pats get involved in much, but you could learn whatever you wanted there, and that was the pin badge to celebrate it. Disney's Animal Kingdom as well. Another one just to sort of promote the dinosaur area of Disney Animal Kingdom. Alright, another one of these. So you've seen this one already, 2000 Hyperion, but obviously we kept hold of a couple of them because they were special for that year and they only came available with these books. So this goes a bit beyond the parks. We've got like Planet Hollywood Orlando, which was in Disney Village, the Lego Imagination Center, which again in Disney Village, Spider-Man, which was more Universal, but you know, we won't tell Disney we snuck that in there, and Busch Gardens, the Dark Continent. It's not really called that anymore because it was actually accused of being a bit racist by calling it a Dark Continent. It was African themed, you know, originally, so that's why they did it. I don't think they're being racist at all. Then we've got the Men in Black Alien Attack, brilliant ride at Universal. Everyone seems to love that one as well. McDonald's, and that McDonald's still into pin collecting, very big so there. And these ones, we've got obviously the Hard Rock Cafe, which is just like it is at the place between the Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. Another Mickey D's, if you've ever heard that one. Was, I'm not sure if it still is, but back then the largest McDonald's in the world, and that was always worth a visit, and you could get lots of souvenirs like the pin badge we're showing there. This one was obviously picked by the Sun at SeaWorld, and SeaWorld's changed so much since then. 2000 it was all about the shows, 2021 it's all about the rides. Looks so much better now, and it's so much better for the animals and the sea life and everything, and I think they're a lot more aware of that now. Taken over with popularity, everyone really raves about SeaWorld now, so looking forward to getting back there one day. McDonald's again, we're promoting Disney Dinosaur with toys, badges, all sorts down there. So it was when they had the big tie-in with Disney. McDonald's and Disney were sort of really in bed together until McDonald's was classed as really unhealthy, and then they kind of went their separate ways and weren't allowed to promote toys and all sorts. And the famous Rainforest Cafe in Orlando. Again, this was on the Disney Village, so lovely place to go. Still love the Rainforest Cafe. Great food, great animatronics, just really worth a visit, and great souvenirs. Alright, we come to our last one of this little segment of part one of our little tribute to pin badges, and we're starting off with the electrical water pageant. That's what I was saying earlier. From where we were staying, we could see this just sitting along the beach in the evening and watch that go by. Then there's some more sort of local ones to where we are now in England. That's actually a Pokemon one, I think. And we've got Alton Towers, quite a sort of rare little one from Alton Towers. Gulliver's, which is a series of theme parks in the UK. I think they've got about 4 parks now. More designed for younger kids, but still worth a visit. Planet Hollywood, I think you can tell just by looking at that where that one's at. London, of course. Watermouth Castle, Cadbury World, if you love chocolate, not Hershey's, although it is American owned now. Cadbury World is always worth a visit, just for the freebies if nothing else. PortAventura, Universal Studios PortAventura no less, which was actually owned by Universal back in the day. Now it's independent and it's no longer got the Universal tie, but it's still a brilliant park, well themed, well worth visiting. We've got the Kennedy Space Center, and a rare one here, Santa Park in the Arctic Circle in Lapland. That's always worth a visit if you ever just happen to be there. Santa Claus office, where you can actually go and see Santa, mail your stuff to him, get a letter from Santa. A little local country park. This is some, like, that's from the Lapland, that's like their logo. And the rescue helicopters, Bulgaria, and Alice in Wonderland Family Park, and Movie World Star in Germany, which was the Warner Brothers movie park, which is now just called movie park or Movie World nowadays. It was a bit run down when we went, but I think since they've taken over, Warner Brothers just seemed to let that one go. I don't really know the full story with it, but it's so much better now. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at our pin collection. This is part 1 of 3, I think, because we've got some very big books to go through next. This is all from the Millennium, from the year 2000. So the rest are going from 2000 up to about 2017, 2016. So we look forward to showing that. I hope you can join us for part 2 and part 3, and I hope you've enjoyed this little look at our first pin collection. Thanks for watching.